So good morning, everyone. Today is day 2 of our agricultural training. And yesterday was the first farm we went to was exciting. It also gives us like a reality check of what kind of farming or agritourism that we would like to do. So it definitely changed my mind about certain things. So anyway, that was just farm 1, and today we are only in the classroom, so we won't really be doing too much video recording. And then day 3 tomorrow we will go visit another farm. So stay tuned. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
So we are on day 3 for our Soldier to Agricultural training here. We got 5 weeks. This is day 3, and this morning we are going to another farm.
Lots of walking. Good exercise, but it's going to be hot.
Yeah, farms helping families. So haven't uploaded any videos yet, but this is a female-owned farm. She's also a veteran, like my sister over here. I was just a military spouse, but anyway, I'm grateful to be able to do the program. And today is my birthday, so happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you.
So anyway, so we're learning a whole lot, and we will keep you posted, and we're just trying to document our journey. This is still a part of our Walking in Our DNA series that we're trying to put together. So farming is a part of our DNA, so this is what we're doing. Yeah, so we will keep you posted. Have a great day.
He's in 23rd year, so we're trying to get out and be done and do this farm thing together. We moved to Hope Mills about 16 years ago. My husband bounced around different units, so you need lots of people who knew who was going to deploy, so he changed units, and then who's going to deploy, change units, kept bouncing around. He did a few deployments and then got stuck in the engineering division at Forcecom, so that's what he does, and he loves doing it, and he's got some really amazing people there, but we're just ready for him to be home. We have 4 kids. My oldest is 16, all the way down to 7. And we lived in a cookie-cutter neighborhood in Hope Mills for 10 years, and I always knew that I loved gardening. I loved that kind of stuff. My grandparents always had like a little farm and garden in their backyard, and nobody ever had like livestock or chickens, so that was all new for me. But one year, my daughter was about 18 months old, my oldest, and we ran out of milk in the house, and she was like, we need to go get milk. And I said, well, where do you think milk comes from? She goes, Walmart. 18 months old, saying milk comes from Walmart. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I took her to Gillis Hill. Back then, they had farm animals that you could see. I don't know if they still do that. They had little ice cream shops. So I just talked to her about, milk comes from cows, and you get hamburger, and chicken comes from chicken, and chicken nuggets, and so it started from that, and then I had a garden in the backyard, and then I got chickens when people thought I was a redneck, and then it became popular to have chickens in your backyard, and my kids were running around, chickens running around. They had a garden. We always had neighborhood kids over, so they got to learn a little bit, and so my passion for teaching came from teaching my own kids and the neighborhood kids. We had the cool backyard. They always came over and played. And it's been about 7 years we bought this place, and I prayed for it for 2 solid years with my kids. Every day when I tucked them into bed, prayed for a house that was older, big enough to grow a family, and 10 acres. That's what everybody was like, 10 acres is perfect for a little homestead before that word became popular. And I took a bunch of classes in the interim, master gardener, how to raise chickens in your backyard, lots of things on like growing your own food, making your own cheese, stuff like that. And so So we bought this place and it was completely overgrown. So you'll see a little bit, it looks a little hot mess back there, but it literally was a forest. And one day I was driving down 95 and I saw this big piece of equipment that had this like lawnmower on the front. And I saw Google piece of equipment with a lawnmower on the front that can cut down trees, and it said forestry mulcher. And I was like, okay. So we just happened to find a friend that had a forestry mulcher who came out here and mowed it all down. And the reason I did that was because a bulldozer or an excavator can pull tree roots out, knock the trees down, you'll have perfect, beautiful soil, but then you're disturbing all those layers of soil and all the microbes that go into it. And so when I researched forestry mulching, it was putting all that tree material back into the ground, all organic. And then I looked up natural ways to till, because you can't till with root systems and tree stumps and everything. So pigs were a natural thing. So we got pigs. We followed them with meat chickens, and we rotated them on our whole pasture. And that's when we realized that that was a more organic way of doing land clearing. Now, it took a long time. Go ahead. They just kind of followed each other. So it took us about 4 months total from the forestry mulching to where we could actually disc the ground, get all the nutrients back in it, and seed it. So it took us 4 months. So, I mean, it took a little bit longer than, you know, using an excavator and a bulldozer and all that stuff. It could probably knock it out in 3 or 4 days, a week maybe. But it just helped me to realize putting that organic back in there was beneficial for the soil, beneficial for pasture grass, which is what we were planning on doing. We did Bermuda. So we planted straight seed Bermuda. Some people do plugs. They take up, you know, it's quicker to do plugs, but we just did a broadcast, and we mixed it in with some, you know, some random seed in there to kind of give it some cover. And we hardwoods, lots of pines, and we're doing another program similar to kind of that forestry mulching type thing. It's called silvopasture. So it's growing rows of trees and then pasture in between. So we kind of clear lanes, mulch it down, throw in pigs and chickens, goats, whatever, cows. They graze on it, manure goes down, and all these stands of timber grow beautiful, harvestable trees. And we use, right now it's loblolly pine. So they're just the old school way of farming timber. It's not the same as it is now. They try to grow trees that are, you know, fast growing, but the durability of that timber is not as good as it used to be. So did you say it's called Silvo? S-I-L-V-O pasture. And you can use it for fruit trees, fruit bushes, nut trees. It just depends on the type of livestock that you have in there. Pigs are pretty destructive. But if you keep moving them on pasture grass, they will prefer to eat grass than anything else. But they're really great for land clearing, revitalizing soil, stuff like that. I have to put locks on it because my Great Pyrenees figured out how to open the gate.
Oh, turkeys too.
All right, guys, come on. Go back. Go back. Come on.
Oh.
Yep, just keep moving. They'll follow you.
Which way you going?
Just right over here.
Look at that. Ooh, stop. What are they smelling me for? Huh?
Don't jump up on me. Stop, 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 stop.
Look at the turkeys. Oh, wow. Wow, he's a lazy one, isn't he? Look at him. He's big. Goodness. Wow, he's huge. Oh, look at the baby one laying up in there.
Look at the turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
They all have condition behavior.
This is 10 acres. feed.
For the most
Get a
part,
picture of
they'll
these
come up
pigs
here.
coming after us.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind
Oh, buddy.
of. You ever had trouble with your chickens and turkeys together? No? Because I know some chickens will say mites that will like, oh my goodness, you are so pretty. I mean,
Look at the one laying down saying, I don't care, they come all the time.
the dust baths with heating a lot. So if I have, there's an area where there's,
Wow, look at that. We are right in the middle.
I've never had any issues. I've been raising turkeys for
Leave me alone.
and that's why I said I love this breed. My old lady, Liberty and Lincoln, they trained them since they were all puppies. Even her great grandmother. So
Wow, look at all those goats. Goodness,
it's just,
here they
like
come.
I said, it's trying to teach them that we're their parents, and stuff like that. And don't, the turkeys do this to me all the time when I'm talking. It drives me nuts. Well, these guys, the cows, it took us, I think, like 4 or 5 hours that day. I don't know. It took us a little while. Goats are easier to load because you can pick them up and throw them in the trailer. But they actually go to feed. So as soon as I have feed in my hand and I walk in the trailer, they'll all come. Goats should not take that long. Maybe a couple hours at most between
Oh my God, he
getting
keeps
them all
following me around, wanting me to pet him.
loaded.
All right, buddy. Look, okay, you want one too? Okay.
It was
That's
actually
enough.
existing,
That's
but
enough.
we did put the culvert pipes in there. We've got another culvert pipe that's in
I think he likes me. He or she.
hindsight. Do it. They might look pretty or whatever, sticks and limbs, and it's not worth it. So just remove it. Get rid of it. The ditches need to stay free of debris to keep them. Yeah, keep them going.
When you got started, I mean, obviously you got a lot of implements on it, like things, gates, and feeders and stuff like that. Where do you get boxes? I got
That's pretty much the only two that I would recommend. They're good meat producers. They have good quality fat, marbling. So Fayetteville had about 7 farms that were for the community, but also to provide milk for Fort Bragg soldiers. So back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, that's what it was. They slowly started to dwindle out as commercial dairy industry started, taking over, and so the families went out of business. And so this was one of the dairy farms that were in operation back in the 40s. They moved out to White Oak, so their home site was up here, and then their dairy barn and silos are back there. And so we tried to salvage. The house was not here at all. This was all woods, believe it or not, like thick woods. When we came in here, the foundation was full of tree roots and it was slanting that way, so we just decided to pull it out. And but it's high enough ground, which is what we needed for the building. So this property is all zoned RR, which is rural residential for Cumberland County, meaning that we could own and operate a farming operation. We can also have houses on it. So if we wanted to build a house somewhere, we can do that. But we had a lot of challenges getting this property and doing what we're doing now. We got a building permit exemption since the farm building is being used, and electrical. So we have electricity in there. It already came with the panel. We've got our hookup. It just is a unit that is, like, what's the word? It has all the Freon in it, so it doesn't come empty. It's just, we just install it. So we didn't have to have any permits for that. It just plugs in. But we opened, soft opened last week, and we're doing a big grand opening next week. We're working on parking, fencing, to keep the cows from this area, because they like to come up here and deposit their lovely things and be destructive. But this section of fence, not around here, but around this whole section is about 20 acres. Then we've got another 20 acres we're working on, and then another 20 acres that we'll fix after that. So we're doing it in 20-acre sections and then 5-acre pastures in between to keep rotating down on things. Some of the trees will stay, some of the trees will go. We've got some low areas, some wetlands, and we had to do what's called a wetland determination just for all the programs that we're using with NRCS, Soil and Water, the USDA, and the Farm Service Agency, the FSA. So there's a lot of programs out there that you can use, a lot of cost share grants, a lot of funding. It's just who you know and how to get it. That's the biggest part. So,
Oh, this is lovely. This is so nice. Oh my God. It's like a little country
all
store.
of our produce comes from local farm and Dunn, and then literally right at Deep Creek Road. We have local restaurants that we get some of our other stuff, and then honey comes from Secret Garden Bees, Jim Hartman.
I was going to ask you, do you collaborate with other
And
farmers?
we do have another farmer that's doing honey, so we'll be able to do that. This is my Pinterest boards come alive. So I had a lot of these pieces stored in either my basement or my garage for the longest time, waiting for this place to open. So it's been a little bit of a dream come true, just the planning and everything. And this is Ezra. He's our store clerk, and he's been behind all my social media and the sale software.
It's a nice antique piece right there.
Helping us grow. This is my come sit with me bench.
This is nice, isn't it? Yeah. Give you some lots of ideas. Look at this. In paintings. Very nice.
We're still working on some interior stuff, but
I didn't bring my purse.
That's a separate video.
Yeah, it's a separate one.
Send it.
space. I would go much smaller than 16
Jalapeno pear jelly.
They were off the shelf here, and it took 15 minutes to unload it off the trays.
Ask your mother. Get to the hotel. Back to that. What is that? Is that Oh, that's ketchup. She made ketchup. That's nice. Watermelon, tomatoes, got raw honey.
I can go up there. I need people.
I gave 2 years, 10 years. But that's how we acquired it. Conservation easement.
Oh, there's a cement one.
So cool.
Yeah, it's a silo in the 1930s. Wow.
It's in decent shape, it's not great, but our goal is to build a structure around the concrete pad, so the actual structural part is not dependent on that concrete pad, to kind of give it that rustic feel. Yeah, like a tree house, so we said we're going to do a spiral staircase on the inside and then a clear tube slide on the outside